Gangstas? I tried to do your readings yesterday, but I was too tired and I was like, no, I need to do it fully alert, fully aware. So here we are. The moon is at 41.9% illumination in the sign of Scorpio. Headed towards that third quarter moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. So let's see how all of this is affecting you, what you can expect moving forward. Also, if this reading doesn't resonate with you, I have other timeless readings you can look at. So let's get into it. Alright, we have Shadow Self coming out. I feel like the verbiage on the card is very harsh because it's like denial, projection, and shame. However, I feel that like the meaning behind the card is much deeper than that. It's when I look at it, it's like somebody who's trying to like understand their shadow. They're looking at the window within, integrating that shit. You can't integrate your shadow without first facing your shadow, right? You can't fully understand yourself or fully love yourself if you don't know every aspect of yourself, right? So I feel that right now there's this energy of you confronting the parts of you that get triggered, right? The parts of you that still need healing, the parts of you that are waking up to things. If there's like deep-rooted insecurities or that kind of thing, I feel like that's kind of what's coming up right now. So let's see. What this is all about. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I see that like a lot of what you're confronting is how something in the past did not work out the way that you had hoped, right? Having to change your course, having to change your direction, your aim, your, whatever. We have Queen of Wands in reverse. This indicates that whatever like wasn't working out or what was the problem, I guess, is this Queen of Wands in reverse, right? And in the upright, the Queen of Wands is like very mature, very healthy, very, she inspires people. She, ignites them. On the opposite side of that, though, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, who is that like complete opposite, like somebody who likes gossip and somebody who's deceitful, somebody who, thrives in drama. That's kind of the energy that you'd see from the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I'm feeling that like there was an energy of somebody in your life who was just very negative and really like kind of a blessing blocker, right? Because when the universe knows that your blessings are going to people who haven't like earn them karmically, dharmically, you know. Um, it's like then you start experiencing like rough patches in other areas of your life, right? With the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like you came to a point where you really saw this whole situation for what it was, and you saw that you just weren't on that frequency with them. Like, it was very, like, immature energy, and with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it was also probably financially draining as well. Like, feeling like you couldn't, like, hold on to your resources. I feel like this situation just took a lot out of you. With the Six of Wands in reverse, you didn't feel properly like appreciated or understood or seen, right? Sometimes you can be in a relationship with somebody and just not feel seen, and that's a lot of what is showing up in the Six of Wands in reverse. With the Death in reverse, Scorpio energy, I do see a rebirth for you here, right? Like after this has been said and done. Because with the King of Swords, you're really showing up in the energy of cutting somebody off, right? You're showing up as very mature, very like, no, I know my worth. I'm going to hold on to my boundaries, you know, like, I feel that you're handling yourself really well considering, you know, what you've just come out of. And with the King of Swords, this does put you in a more defensive, like, stance too, you know, more emotionally defensive, like you're trying to really protect and guard yourself at this time. It's kind of that energy of not wanting to be bamboozled again, you know. I never use that word bamboozled. It felt correct. Alright, King of Swords. Well, what can you expect moving forward? With the Five of Cups in reverse, I'm seeing like you're going to get healing, you know, you're going to have clarity. You're not going to be consumed by your emotional depletion from this situation. With the Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy showing up, it tells me that you like reach a point where you're just like, you don't want to be controlled and you don't want to control, right? Like you reach a point of just like wanting to go with the flow of things, to kind of take things a little easier. You're not trying to like be in charge of anybody or anything, you know. If you felt like you had to like really control the direction of your past relationship, it looks to me that, you know, that's shifting, right? That whole dynamic, the way that you saw things before, the kind of people you went for before too. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, I do see a reluctance to move on though. I mean, because it was traumatic, whatever it was, you know, it's like there's a lot of shit here, a lot of emotional neglect, and that can be traumatizing in a relationship. And I feel like we don't like talk enough about that. about the factors of emotional neglect and what that does to the psyche. That really makes it hard for you to move on. It makes it hard for you to like look at, you know, new possibilities and stuff, because it just feels like you don't know what to expect, right? You don't want to experience that again. You don't want to put yourself in a situation like that again. You don't want to like fall victim to somebody else's like insecurities, projection, and shame, right? Alright, so we have the Tower in reverse. Having the Tower in reverse and the Death in reverse, like, really says a lot. It's like Mars energy in reverse, where things are just kind of rebuilding. Like with Death in reverse, that's the rebirth. With the Tower in reverse, it's rebuilding. It's like creating a new foundation for yourself, like setting up your boundaries, deciding exactly what direction you're going to take something, because you're realizing that you don't have to like live out the past in every, future situation, however that looks. With the Three of Cups in reverse, I do see like you minimizing your indulgences, like perhaps slowing down on drinking if you're a drinker, like you could be like making healthier choices as well. Focused on that. With the Three of Wands, I feel like you're waiting for your ships to come in, or you're like waiting for something to spark some kind of enthusiasm in you, or and yeah, you're waiting for something to like spark a new kind of enthusiasm in you. We have Three of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have 333 that came out together. Three of Cups in reverse, Three of Wands with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. 333 is all about major transitions in the mind, body, and spirit, With Three of Pentacles in reverse, I feel that you're letting go of codependency, right? Clearly, with this situation that you're walking away from. But also, I see that in whatever it is that you choose in the future, you don't want that codependency to spark back up. And that could be triggering for you as well if you do start to like somebody and then the codependency like factors kind of start pouring back in, and you're like, no, wait. And this is really an opportunity to become a master of your emotions and a master of your thought processes. Because you can then decide, when the old feelings come back, or like when, you're just kind of overwhelmed with that. If you channel them, right, and you use your logic, and make it a boundary and a point for yourself as well, that you don't like cross over into toxic behaviors again, or patterns. Like if you catch yourself falling into a pattern like that again, you just quickly fish yourself out of it, right? And so I do feel a changing in the dynamics of like whatever future connections you make, if you choose to make them. I feel like you will, but that's because of one of the cards I'm looking at here. But first, before reading that card, we've got the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is a new beginning, right? And this beginning opens up with communication and honesty. This is something rooted in, like, trust and respect, which is different for you. I don't feel like that's something that you're used to. With the Ten of Cups, this presents an opportunity for, like, I mean, you can see them. They're in their castle, these two little penguins, you know, and they're all lovey and shit. And then you see the couples in the other cups, you know, cups are all about emotions. And so with the Ten of Cups, I'm seeing, like, this emotional fruitfulness, you know, I'm seeing this connection growing into something that that, you know, could really last. Penguins mate for life, you know, so it's like building, you know, you're going from the tower falling, right, to this new castle in the sky, you know, and so it's kind of a cool dynamic. I'm actually going to put that under that one because I do see that dynamic playing out. Tens are all about endings and new beginnings. Cups are all about emotions, you know, and I feel that you're definitely, as part of your shadow work, you're confronting feelings, right? Having to sit with them, having to analyze them, having to respond in a new way to them, you know, rather than react to them. And what you're doing requires a lot of strength, courage, and bravery and wisdom, you know. We've got the Strength card coming out, Leo energy, and I feel that this is really calling forth a lot of courage to step out of the familiar and to kind of, like, venture into the unknown a bit. Seven of Swords. I'm gonna grab a clarifier on this. Somebody could be observing you at this time, like watching your social medias or vice versa. But I'm gonna clarify this before I read this next card because that's weird, right? Where that would show up. So let's see. Six of Cups, with the Seven of Swords. I got 4 clarifiers for this because I knew I'd need it. So we have the Six of Cups with the Seven of Swords, which indicates to me that this is somebody from your past. This is somebody that you have, like, history rapport with. There might be somebody who is like spying on your social media, or they could be gossiping even, because Seven of Swords represents lying, cheating, stealing, or somebody from your past who has done one of those things is coming up. With the Three of Swords in reverse, though, I feel this refusal to let yourself get broken again or to fall into that trap again. I feel like you've done a lot of healing and you're really just not looking to play the past out over and over and over, right? Like, you've done it. You've been defeated by it. You're like, hell no. With the Seven of Pentacles, I do see that you have options, you know, like, and I see a lot of abundance kind of pouring in for you as a result of, like, breaking this karmic cycle and, like, choosing to go in a new direction. And I love the next 2 cards because we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. And if you look at her hand, where is it, is the Ace of Pentacles card. Right? So, So I find that pretty hilarious that that's showing up like that. You could be an earth sign like Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. With the Queen of Pentacles, it's Queen of Earth, so I associate that with earth signs, especially with the Ace of Pentacles following up and the Seven of Pentacles being before it. A lot of earth energy. So the Queen of Pentacles, though, this is like Queen Pin energy. This is really bossing up, tapping into your inspiration, really looking at what matters the most to you, what you really value. And also, like, you see, she's, like, her throne is at the top of the mountain here, too. And it's like, she had to climb that fucking mountain. She had to, reach the top. And I'm feeling that strong energy for you as well, where you had to, like, really climb to the top of this mountain. And now that you're there, you're like, I ain't falling the fuck back down. Hell no. And you're taking up a new opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles. Something that you value, right? Something that's very prominent if it's showing up 2 cards in a row. And the Ace of Pentacles is the biggest pentacle in the deck. It's like a lot of really promising outcomes are showing up here. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in reverse indicates a lot of having to do things on your own, right? Or like, yeah, like having to depend on and rely solely on yourself. And I feel that with that in reverse, it indicates that, like, you don't have to just solely rely upon yourself. Like, now you have, like, a support system. If you were, like, isolated in your relationship, I feel like you may be getting out of that and going into a new stage where you actually have friend groups, you socialize, you go out, you do things. And I feel that this is really healthy for you too, because everyone needs a support system. It takes a village to be a person, not just to raise a child. Like, community, at least for me, I know it's such an Aquarian trait, community to me is everything. Like, if you're ever in a situation where you're isolated from your friends or your family or even your hobbies, I feel that super toxic, it's and it's uncalled for, it doesn't help anything, it doesn't matter how possessive a person is. If they're with a cheater, the cheater's gonna cheat, and in the same way that it doesn't matter how much temptation there is, a loyal person is going to be loyal, right? Because integrity has to do with what you do when nobody's looking, when nobody's pressuring you to do something, and so I feel that true loyalty and true faithfulness is like being 100 all the time with your connection. I'm seeing that because then we have the Four of Wands come out. And this is like, technically it's a wedding card. I prefer to call it the long-term commitment card because not everyone's getting married these days, And so with the Four of Wands, I do see like things getting better for you, and you could be headed towards a new commitment. I do feel that there's a lot of healing that takes place before, like, this new opportunity comes up, advice do we have for you? So your advice is with the Page of Wands in reverse. So it's kind of funny. It's like followed up by the Emperor in reverse. It's kind of indicating like don't make decisions or don't make like offers or send certain messages when you are feeling out of sorts, right? Like don't. Yeah, it's like saying don't like send messages when you're in a heightened emotional state. Like let yourself kind of like get to a calm to kind of. It seems so specific, but it's almost like don't, if you're feeling bored or if you're feeling like you're struggling with certain things, it's kind of like telling you don't go and do something impulsive that you'll regret, right? Like by sending a message, because Page of Wands is a messenger sending a message. So with that in reverse, it's your advice is to not, right? With the Emperor in reverse, the reason for that is because like when you're not feeling at your best, you're not going to attract people who are the best for you. You're going to attract people who are in that frequency, right? That are in that vibration. If you're at an all-time low, the people who come in while you're at an all-time low are either and I mean relationship-wise specifically, you would be like the kind of people that you would be attracting at that point in time are not necessarily the ones that you may want in the long term. So it's really telling you to be like thoughtful. Don't just like rush to send a message. Like really think it through. Like be sure, right? Certainty matters. Be sure before you send messages. Don't just do it out of like a heightened state of emotion. I know I keep repeating it, but it seems prominent. We have the Sun card, Leo energy. We got both Leo cards, so we could be having a Leo watcher. Or heavy Leo placements. The Emperor in reverse is also Aries energy. Take it as it resonates, doesn't necessarily have to be. We have a lot of signs up actually. We've got like Taurus, Scorpio, all the guys are up. So the Sun card though indicates to me like you see this wall, like somebody helped them over this wall, and the Sun card represents happiness, abundance, like thriving, no longer just feeling like you're surviving, but you're thriving, and like things are really working out for the best for you. And I feel like you're being called to like trust that, like follow your intuition, not your survival instincts, right? If your intuition guides you in a direction, then go that way, but if you're just making decisions because like out of fear or insecurity or doubt or confusion or whatever, it's like that's the best time to not make those decisions. Not, like don't do it when you're feeling your worst, Because that's also like the root of codependency when you seek somebody out when you're feeling at your worst. Like, the way I see it, you can't mess up what's meant for you. There's no reason to rush anything that's meant for you, and if it doesn't work out or they move on or whatever, then it wasn't meant for you, and I just feel that, you know, like you taking time to heal yourself is way more important. So, and learning how to love yourself, like actively, you know. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Somebody who walked away from you might be trying to come back around or communicate. And perhaps that's part of what that warning was about. With the Four of Cups, I see you kind of rejecting this, right? The Four of Cups is all about, like, rejecting something or not being open to something. Um, Six of Swords is somebody who walked away, and so that's, you know, with that in reverse, it's them returning. So I feel that yeah, you're just not open to this opportunity. And then with the Justice in reverse, Libra energy showing up, it's like this whole connection like had been such an injustice to you already. Like you already feel like you've paid like your karmic debt. This is something that throws you off balance. This is something that doesn't bring you peace, you know. And I feel like that's why you reach a point where you're just like, hell no, dog. I ain't doing all that. I know what I want. I know what I value, and it ain't this, you know. Yeah, with the Ten of Swords, this is like completion. Like something is just done. Um, you know, there was a lot of feeling defeated, depleted, over with. You know, feeling like you'd reached your breaking point a few times. So I feel that like you're just fucking done. You're like, hell no. And you have 10-10, Ten of Cups and Ten of Swords, and it's like, yeah, you just feel that you're over it. You're over being treated like that. You're over feeling like that. You know, you're setting boundaries. Um, and you know what's dope about that too is like when you create a safe space for yourself, then you become a safe space for others, right? I really appreciate this energy because it feels like you would never want to hurt other people the way that you've been hurt, and you would never want to do anything that would cause you to relive situations like that, you know? So that's pretty admirable. We have the Magician, and this indicates to me that you are manifesting a new way, right? You're manifesting a new start, you're manifesting what you want, really putting in the work and effort towards it. With the High Priestess, Pisces energy showing up, I do feel that your intuition is guiding you, right? And going from the shadow self in the front to the High Priestess at the end of the reading, she's sitting between the pillars of light and dark, right? And so she has literally like integrated her shadow, and she's found peace with the light and the dark, and that's where she gains her inspiration and protection from. It's not from one side, it's from both sides of herself, you know, because when you strengthen your ego and you mature your ego, it's no longer an evil entity inside of you, right? Instead, your ego becomes your best ally. And when it's utilized correctly, it can be your like an excellent source of um, tapping into your intuition, right? You notice when your ego starts flaring up, well, look at what the situation around you is, right? Why would your ego flare up? What is your ego's number one job? Your ego's number one job is to protect you. So when your ego starts popping up, that's a good time to be like, wait, why? Instead of just, letting the ego run the show, understand the message behind the ego, like, oh, it showed up, but why? Right? Why did it show up? Why does it feel the need to protect me right now? Why? And that is how you truly integrate your shadow, is by listening to your shadow and trying to understand, hey, maybe this isn't out to get me or out to, whatever. Its job is literally to protect you. So if you're feeling that, I feel that, this is an excellent place to start tapping into your own, what is a word? It's like, this is an opportunity for you to really tap into your higher self and your lower selves and understand that, as above, so below, right? And so as the tree's branches grow up to the sky, the tree's roots grow into hell, right? And they have to grow super, super deep to hold the entirety of the top of the tree, right? So for how tall you grow, right? For how much you grow, you get enlightened, for, all of that. You have to understand that the other parts of you grow in the other direction, right? And this is why getting in touch with your root chakra is very important, because then you understand your roots. You understand, like where this is coming from, why the ego shows up to protect us, and when your higher self is connected to your lower self, then it's like you have this ability to really reason with the ways that you're feeling and trying to understand that. Like, we live in a world where everyone's trying to shut all their feelings off and only feel good, happy things, and that's just not reality. You have like an entire spectrum of emotions that you're meant to feel, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be capable of it. And so you're meant to feel these, and each emotional state that you allow yourself to feel is a whole new level of growth and a new potential for like a new direction. So, the more you can love and accept about yourself that you previously struggled to love and accept about accept yourself about, like, the more you're gonna be like unstoppable. It's empowering, and you know that your lower self and your higher self just have each other's backs, like, so. Yeah, let's see what Kali has to say. This is a pretty good reading, pretty intense. Vajrakali. There's not always a need to try to grapple and conquer. Sometimes the need is simply to let go. Just because another has created a certain reality for themselves and is attempting to draw you in, it does not mean that you must participate. You have the divinely granted gift of choosing where to invest your energy. Be kind to yourself. Kamala Devi. Held within Kali's protection, your heart radiates peace, certainty, and beauty. Her grace melts frustration into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. Kamala is the golden pathway of divine protection and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give. You are swiftly approaching sacred fruition. And that is what I have for you. Namaste. I love you guys, and I'll see you later.